to another edition of the Student Fire Podcast, live from the Speak Fire studio. My name is Bobby Berg. I'm a motivational speaker for schools, and I am here to help you live your best life today. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another phenomenal Monday morning, Monday afternoon, Monday evening, whatever time of the day, whatever day you're checking this out. Thank you. Welcome to another edition of the Student Fire Podcast. Y'all, I'm so happy you're here. I'm so excited for today. Oh, I've missed you. I hope you had a wonderful Valentine's Day. I hope that your heart is just full of love, full of joy, full of every good emotion that you can think of. I want you to take a couple seconds, and regardless of how this past week has been, regardless of what good things have happened, what bad things have happened, I want you to just take a second and just really be one with yourself here. Close your eyes. If you're listening to this while driving, please, for the love of goodness, do not close your eyes while you're driving. But I want you to close your eyes and just be honest with yourself on how you're feeling. If it's great, if it's bad, if it's angry, if it's depressed, if it's anxious, whatever it is, I want you to be honest with yourself with how you're feeling. 5 seconds of silence, and here we go. 3, 2, 1, shh. See, that wasn't all that bad. That wasn't all that bad. So today, I want to talk a little bit about how my week has been going. Because in talking to a bunch of you, especially during some of my one-on-one coaching calls, a lot of y'all said, hey, Bobby, I love that you're doing what you're doing, but I want to hear more about you. This disc has been cool. I loved hearing about the assessment. I loved learning about it, but I want to hear from you. And I said, all right, cool. Bet. So here we sit. The week was good. I got some great news. I got some amazing news. And more importantly, I decided that I'm going to change around the studio. So for everyone that's been watching the video podcasts, they're available on my YouTube channel, just at Bobby Berg. You've seen that my setup's been a little goofy. Camera's all cocked off to the side. The backdrop is all in the other corner of the room. But for me, it made sense because half the reason why I would never record videos or why I haven't posted videos or edited videos or anything of that nature is because it took a lot of work to pull up the backdrop. And it's hard to set the whole thing up by myself. So I would always make the excuse of, I don't really feel like doing this. So I wouldn't set it up. Or I would just film, and someone had said, hey, Bobby, I really, I want to get that backdrop in here, man. I want to see what this really looks like. So there it sits. But we're starting to change up the studio. Well, as I started moving things around, I started to realize, this wall behind me is really bland. Like, really bland. So you should probably fix it, don't you think? So I wound up ordering this piece of art from an artist on Reddit that I found who just had produced a piece, put it up, and said, hey, I really, my first post I've ever made, I'm really anxious about this. I hope you guys like it. And y'all, it was phenomenal. I loved it. So that's going to be up on the wall soon. But as I'm going through this, I'm looking at the room, and I'm seeing that there's things everywhere where they shouldn't be. There's tripods all over the place. There's camera hardware on the ground. There are clothes all over the ground. And finally, I couldn't take it anymore. And I said, you know what? It is time to clean your room. So I did what every respectable person in today's day and age does. I opened up Spotify, hit shuffle on the party playlist, and I went to town, y'all. It was amazing. Oh, I was cleaning everything. I was dusting stuff. I was cleaning things that didn't even need to get cleaned. I disinfected the closet wall or the closet doors. Like, it was obnoxious how many things I cleaned in here today. You know what happened? Once I finished, I sat down and I'm like, oh, dude, I actually cleaned all this. You want to know something sad? I've been wanting to clean this room for weeks. How many of you have had a room that you've needed to clean for a long time? How many of you have a thing that you've been wanting to clean for a minute, be it your backpack, be it your computer desktop, and you know who you are, person that has 50,000 icons on your desktops, and you know where everything is, so it makes sense, but it looks like a mess. You know what I'm talking about. But, how many of you have things that you've really wanted to get working on? What's that one project that you really have been putting off because you just don't feel ready for it? Because whatever seems to be stopping you is stopping you. Well, let's have a heart-to-heart here, okay? Your procrastination is killing you. It is killing your productivity. See, Something as small as cleaning your desk, cleaning your office, cleaning your bedroom, cleaning your backpack, cleaning your computer desktop, whatever this is, you have some sort of anxiety about getting this project started. Not about finishing it, about getting the project started. Now what I want you to do is I want you to do something really important. Next time you have an hour of open time, better yet, next time you have 15 minutes of open time, I want you to look at this project and out loud, this is going to be, your family might think it's a little odd, but roll with me here. I want you to out loud say, I'm going to devote 3 minutes of my life to planning this project. See, I can already tell there are about 4 people that listen to this podcast regularly that are like, what are you talking about? That's not your catchphrase. That's not what you say when we procrastinate. What do I always say? What do I always say? You can't answer me because it's a podcast. That's not how that works. I'll have to remember that next time. But no, what do I always say? Devote 5 minutes of time to your project. Mel Robbins taught me that. 5 minutes is all you need to work on it for. That's it. Why? Because I know for a fact you're going to work on it longer. Well, I want you to say out loud that I'm going to devote 3 minutes to planning this project. And then I want you to sit down with a sticky note or the notes app in your phone or whatever you're going to use or a piece of paper. And I want you to write out how you're going to attack this. Write out every single step that needs to get done. Write out every big goal that you want to have. I want to clean this. I want to clean my desk. I want to clean this office. I want to clean my studio. Yeah, sure. But what is that? What do you have to do to get there? Oh, well, I have to disinfect the doorknob. I have to make sure that, all of the photos are back up on the wall. I have to position the photos where I need them to go. I need to move my desk. I need to move my computer. I need to change around the microphone on my desk to make sure that it's in the right spot so I can use it effectively. And I need to make sure that my little trinkets are where they're supposed to be. Done. And now that you've done all that, guess what you have? Now that you've done all that planning, you have a plan of attack. The reason most of you don't succeed in life, the reason most of you don't succeed in school, the reason most of you don't succeed at work, the reason most of you are so frustrated in what you do from a day-to-day basis is because you put things off. You don't just put 1 or 2 things off just because you're bored. You put 1 or 2 things off, which becomes 10, which becomes 20 things. And over the course of your day, you look back and feel like you haven't made any real progress, not because you haven't made progress, but because the things that matter to you, the things that stress you out, the things that are really getting under your skin, you have decided to put off even longer because you are too afraid to face the issue. Not because you don't know how, not because you don't have the ability, but simply because you do not have a plan. I am tired of so many people doing this, y'all. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get all amped up at the end here. The reason I'm so amped up is because I do this all the time. When I was younger, I used to do this all the time in school, all the time in my new jobs, and I never understood why I always felt stuck and just this turmoil of not being able to push forward. Y'all, you need to move forward. This small inconvenience does not need to be in your way anymore. It doesn't. This anxiety that you're feeling, this tightness in the chest of attacking this, what seems to be a huge project. You're not afraid of the project itself. You're worried about how to approach it. All you need to do is make a plan. Now, granted, my C's, my air traffic controllers, listen, I know you've already made your plan because that's what you do. But everyone else, I need you to really focus this week. That's your homework for the week, too. I want you to take one project that is you've been putting it off for so long. I need you to say enough is enough. I need you to find the inner strength to say, I'm done with this. I quit. I'm out. You are no longer going to be on my mind and my heart. I'm out. I'm done with you. I'm making this work. I do not need you anymore. I'm going to make this happen. Go clean your room. Go clean your living space. Go clean your workspace. Go clean your mind. This problem does not have any more space in your brain. It does not have any space in your soul. It does not have any more space in your heart. I want it gone, and you have all week to do it. Now, granted, I don't care if you do it Sunday night before the next episode. I just want you to have that freedom to be one with your space again. Take your space back. I hope everyone has an incredible week ahead of them. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much for the constant support. I had somebody reach out to me and they said, "Hey Bobby, I love what you're doing. I miss your Instagram. So listen, y'all are going to be getting some Instagram posts pretty soon." On top of that, I want all of y'all to realize that the YouTube channel is going to be back up soon. I know I've been saying that for a couple weeks. I had a lot of things that I'm working through. It's an excuse. I'm going to get it back up. And most importantly, for those of you asking if I have a Patreon, I do not. I know there is someone that started a Patreon with my name and started impersonating my stuff. That is not me. Do not. Trust me. We have a plan for the Patreon in the works. When it goes up, you will be the first ones to know. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful week. I love you very much. Understand this. No matter how difficult your day gets, no matter how rough the situation, no matter how hopeless it feels, there's nothing in this world that you cannot achieve if you really want to. If you really believe in what you're doing, you can be successful at your craft, at your job, at your school, whatever it is. I love you very much. You are loved. You are powerful. You are important. You are such an incredibly complex human being with so much potential and so much power. You change the world on a daily basis, whether or not you see it. And every small act of kindness that you put forward into this world makes someone else's life better, which makes someone else's life better. I hope you have a great week, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace. Whew, that was another awesome episode of the Student Fire podcast. Thank y'all for sticking around for this long, but I got a question for you. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? See, when I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions, like how do I record an episode? How do I get my show to apps? Like, do I have to do it individually, or can I just have one place that does everything for me? And most importantly, how do I make money from my podcast? Is that even an option? Well, honestly, y'all, your answer is Anchor. Anchor is the one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it is 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors that want to advertise on your podcast. Yes, you. That means you can get paid to make the podcast. You can get paid to podcast the right way. In fact, that's exactly what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. If you want to get in on this, if you want to make your podcast a reality and you want your success and your word to be a thing, man, you already know. Hop over to Anchor and give it a start. You won't regret it. Catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.
I got you.
It's coming. Are you ready to ignite the fire?
We are Speak Fire.
Oh, and by the way, that's fire with a Y.
What's going on, everyone?
Internal fire.
Student Fire.
Young fire. Father's fire. Leadership fire.
Champion fire.
Unlocking the fire within.
Thank you all for tuning in. Let's grow.
Speak fire.
Speakfire.com.
Speak Fire with a Y.
We have a new episode that comes out every Monday at 4 a.m. Are you going to be up with us?
Deuces.
I am excited to bring you my new book, Trendsetter, 7 Steps to Radically Stand Out to Be the Best You. This book details my journey of coming to the United States and being excited to embrace the American culture. But unfortunately, my culture was not accepted, and I found myself being bullied as a young girl. And in this process, I decided that I wanted to disconnect from my culture to be more accepted into American culture. And through that process, I got so depressed from trying to fit in that I attempted suicide my freshman year in high school. So this book talks about the journey of what I did to become radically transformed to be the strong woman I am today. This book is something that's really going to enable the reader to understand and embrace who they are, embrace what makes them special, and become radically transformed. Get your copy today at becomingatrendsetter.com. Again, that is becomingatrendsetter.com. Or check it out at my website at aishathomas.org.